You know, I just can't wait for the next generation of the Nintendo Switch with the Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, think about it, guys. We are gonna get a bunch of new Nintendo Switch games, from The Legend of Zelda to Super Mario Bros. To Animal Crossing. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll actually get a new Donkey Kong game, new IPs, and not to mention we have a June Nintendo Direct coming up as well. It's gonna be one hell of a good time to be a Nintendo fan. What are you most excited for when it comes to the future of the Switch? The Switch 2, new games? Let me know in the comment section below. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo-Chan Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwood or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not, and have that notification bell on so you know when I upload. In this video, we are going to talk about a giant, mega, big, huge, fantastic news that Nintendo's just dropped and quickly go over what it means for the future of the Nintendo Switch, as well as some more news that has come out from the Nintendo investor meeting. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. The more you guys leave those comments, the more YouTube pushes it in the algorithm, which means I can spend more time on new animations for the show. So the Nintendo Switch 2 hype train has officially started moving. It's been a long time covering the Nintendo Switch 2 leaks, and there is a ton of different news that's coming out about it. There's also different information on the Nintendo Switch 2 leaks itself, from a 4K dock to magnetic Joy-Cons to backwards compatibility to the clock speed of the CPU within the Nintendo Switch 2. And now we finally have confirmation from Nintendo President Furukawa that the Nintendo Switch successor is indeed real and is going to be hitting store shelves. It's an actual thing, it exists, there is no doubt anymore, none. I am really excited. I have so many theories on when this thing will come out, when it's going to be revealed, what Nintendo's plan is, and a lot of other stuff about the future of the Switch. But first, let's go over the exact words of Furukawa and what he's saying and break them down. This is Furukawa, president of Nintendo. We will make an announcement about the successor to Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. It will have been over 9 years since we announced the existence of the Nintendo Switch in March of 2015. We will be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024. But please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation. So there it is, guys, it's confirmed now. The Nintendo Switch 2 is coming and it exists. Though it's weird that they're calling it the Nintendo Switch successor, so that makes me wonder if they're not going to call it the Nintendo Switch 2. Is it going to be called the new Nintendo Switch? Or maybe they're going to be calling it something else. If you were wondering that question, there is some tidbits from the investor meeting, and this is what David Gibson had to say on this. In the results call, when asked if the next-gen console was brand new, Furukawa answered, "Switch next model is the appropriate way to describe it." So this is another model in the line of Nintendo Switches. And this is something that I always say, they're treating it a lot like the Nintendo 3DS, where they have a family of systems. And this is why I don't think Nintendo is going to throw out the original Nintendo Switch. I think they're going to support both the Nintendo Switch 2 and the OG Switch. And this is another reason that leads me to believe that more than likely we're going to have backwards compatibility. Now I hope it's going to be easy backwards compatibility. That was also part of the Nintendo Switch leaks. I mean, could you imagine if you just take your cartridge, pop it into the Switch 2 and you just play it? And even better, sometimes maybe you'll get a FPS boost and a resolution boost. That would be pretty cool. You know, it's that extra spice on top. Now with that being said, let's break it down and try to figure out what Nintendo's plan is, when the Switch 2 will be revealed, and all that great stuff. So the first part is the most important part. We will make an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. Now that means that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be announced, not revealed, sometime before March of 2025. My guess is in a September or October event or direct. And then more than likely they're going to release it in 2025. And it probably won't be too long after March, or it'll be near the end of March. The reason why I say this is because he said we will be holding a direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024, for, but please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation. So yeah, the Switch 2 won't be revealed at the June Nintendo Direct. Now, I do have some hopes for the June Nintendo Direct though that could end up being pretty big when it comes to Switch 2 games. Maybe the console is not going to be revealed there, but some of the games that were revealed during that June Nintendo Direct will also hit the Switch 2, and maybe the way they look or just how big they are will give us hints that, hey, that's probably going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 game. But more than likely, in the June Nintendo Direct, we're probably going to get Metroid Prime gameplay. I mean, it's been in development for so long, we haven't really seen anything from it. It's more than likely also going to be a cross-platform game with the OG Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. So I completely expect that game to be at the June Nintendo Direct. Maybe even other games that will hit the Switch 2. The reason why I say this is because we know it exists now. There's no point in trying to hide these games anymore. So could we see some bigger games revealed at the June Nintendo Direct? Or maybe they just won't announce it at all, but they'll give us like a CGI trailer. And they won't say this is for the Switch 2, and we're all just gonna assume it's for the OG Switch. I don't know. I think the June Nintendo Direct is gonna be pretty big. Now that's not the only news that has dropped. A lot of sales numbers for these games have dropped, and they're pretty big and they're pretty great. So Paul Gale on Twitter has the information for us, and this is what it says. Nintendo Switch hardware, 141.32 million. 1.96 million sold in the last quarter exceeded Nintendo's forecast of 15.7 million for the fiscal year. Now actually that's pretty big. I guarantee that the Nintendo Switch is gonna be the best selling console of all time. It's pretty close. Like within the next year, it's gonna beat the PS2, which is kind of insane because you see Sony and Xbox struggling with their all-powerful consoles, and the Switch just comes up with this old technology, fantastic system, don't get me wrong, but let's be honest, it is older tech, but they supplied us with so many great games, it kept us coming back to the Switch, and people buy multiple Switches as well because of different kind of configurations of the Switch, with the Switch Lite, the OLED, the OG Switch, and all the special editions. And then not to mention the Nintendo Switch Online, and it's just a very fun ecosystem to be in, most of the time anyways. Nintendo's not perfect, there are a lot of things that I think they should be doing, but overall, I would say they've done a great job at supplying a lot of news, hype, games, and different things for the install base to do and play. And I think that's all led to the fantastic run of the original Nintendo Switch. And of course, that's translated into sales. But moving on. Which, speaking of software, that also did pretty well. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 61.97 million. Animal Crossing New Horizon, 45.36 million. Zelda Breath of the Wild, 31.85 million. Super Mario Odyssey, 27.96 million. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 26.27 million. And the list goes on. Their lifetime sales have been increasing and selling pretty well, and they've been doing fantastic. Now, the question is Nintendo gonna drop the ball with the Nintendo Switch, or are they gonna make another home run and just have more sales, more consoles, and just more hype around their brand? It's gonna be very interesting to see. Because remember, right now, they need to be really careful. They don't want another Nintendo Wii U on their hands. Remember, the Wii was really successful. Not as successful as the Nintendo Switch, but it is the same kind of huge explosion in popularity. And then they came out with the Wii U and people got really confused. So Nintendo really needs to be careful on that marketing message when it comes to the Switch successor. So I guess we'll see. But what do you guys think? What are you most excited for in the next year and a half? Are you excited for the new games when it comes to Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, and all that great stuff? Are you excited for the Switch 2 itself? Are you excited just have new hardware and more power? Are you excited to see what they do with the Nintendo Switch Online, or maybe even the UI of the Switch? I don't know. There's a lot of exciting things going around in my brain that I'm really excited for, and I'm excited for all of it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys.